He must resign today.
The demand for the resignation of the education minister continues.
The very first protest after Prime Minister Narendra Modi made his social media statement on X.
Friends, मैं जानता हूँ कि paper leak.
A prominent Indian activist has ended his hunger strike 26 days after he began in support of a youth protest over exam paper leaks.
We will not let his hunger strike go to waste.
They simply want one thing, to hold the government accountable and bring in educational reform.
India's huge cockroach protests continue to spread as Prime Minister Modi breaks his silence while a hunger strike ends and more images go viral. A lot has happened in 24 hours in the youth protest movement sparked by the leak of exam papers. Over the next 10 minutes or so, we'll update you on everything you need to know. Let's start with the latest from our South Asia correspondent, Azadeh Mashiri, who's there in the protests in Delhi.
So the latest is that senior members of the CJP and the government have held talks today. Now, they have met before, but those were very brief meetings. You just have this sense that this time it was more substantive, and that is what we've heard from the CJP afterwards, that some of their demands were being listened to, but that the sticking point is still the resignation of the education minister. And for context, he is a key ally of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's a big figure in the ruling BJP party. So for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to make a concession like that would be very difficult, especially when he's seeing a movement like this grow and essentially gain more power.
Well, as today mentioned, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the protests have become a major headache for his government, and he's now commented on them. He posted this vertical video on social media as today looks now at what else the Prime Minister has had to say.
So for weeks, Prime Minister Narendra Modi never even acknowledged that these protests were happening. He's never addressed the Cockroach Janta Party directly, but in the space of 24 hours, we saw him talk about education reform twice. The first time was a post on X, where he pledged to form fast-track courts to hold anyone responsible for exam leaks accountable. And then he posted a vertical video addressing the reforms. And the fact that this was a vertical video felt like it was because he was trying to address young people, the very same people who are around me today. And to be honest, it's something not many people were expecting, because him addressing reform, him talking about this after so much time, is almost like an acknowledgement that he's under pressure right now.
Well, a prominent Indian activist has ended his hunger strike 26 days after he began in support of the cockroach protests. So who is he and why did he stop? Here's Azadeh again.
So 59-year-old Sonam Wangchuk is a very well-known name and face to most people here. He's a high-profile climate activist, he's an educator, and he actually was in jail up until a few months ago when he lent his support to the CJP, to the Cockroach Janta Party movement. And when he started a hunger strike, this movement gained a huge amount of momentum. The first few days I was here, people kept mentioning his name, and now he's ended his hunger strike after 26 days. His big plea was that the government not prosecute any of the students for any of Monday's events, for even protesting here. He was talking about the safety of everyone here. And it's a big moment because it was only last weekend that he was forcibly removed from these protests, taken to a government hospital. It was only earlier this week that his wife managed to get him transferred to a private one because she wanted to essentially have a little bit more control of his care.
Well, we know the biggest protests have been in Delhi, but they've been spreading right across India. This is Kerala, where students sat down and chanted, holding banners and flags. Students have also been marching in Haryana, again holding banners and chanting. To Uttar Pradesh next, where some of the protesters there were holding flags of the Indian opposition Congress party. While these pictures are from neighbouring Bangladesh, where students at Dhaka University held a torch rally in solidarity with the protesters in India. They drew comparisons to the youth-led uprising there back in 2024. Well, BBC Bangla correspondent Morieri Som sent us this update from the scene of those protests in Kolkata back in India.
Lakhs of students have assembled here with three similar demands as we have seen among the protesting students in Delhi. They demand the resignation of the Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. They want the National Testing Agency to be scrapped, and they want structural reforms in the country's education system. There are several kinds of people who are present in this protest in Kolkata today. There are students who want a better future for themselves. They're saying that they are apprehensive that when they appear for competitive exams, they might meet with a similar fate if there's a paper leak. So they want immediate reforms that can prevent paper leaks in the future. There are people who are working in jobs, and they say that they are present here because they want a brighter future for the youth. And there are several others who have assembled here with the tricolor, the Indian national flag. They are here with the queer rainbow flag. They're here with several political flags as well. There are several people who are present here from the left front student organizations like DYFI and SFI. And the Gen Z is present here with several unique protest slogans and unique posters with memes. They say that memes is the language of their revolution.
Well, you heard there about the impact of social media during the protests. Well, this image has gone viral of a woman blocking a police van carrying detained protesters during a demonstration in Mumbai on Wednesday. As Today is back with a look at how social media is being used by the protesters.
Social media has a huge role to play in all of this. Remember, the Cockroach Janta Party movement started as an online meme, as Instagram and X accounts that gained more followers in just days than the ruling BJP party did. And it's been defined by moments, this movement has, because, for example, when that crackdown took place on Monday, the videos of police using tear gas and batons against protesters, even if police say that use of force was justified and that some of their own officers were injured, I've spoken to multiple people here the past week who say they've turned up because of those videos. There's an image of a young woman in Mumbai holding up a Delhi police van that has become viral again, having people talk and turn up, feeling energized by the voice that young people are feeling here. And the fact that some of the messaging between the CJP and the government is being telegraphed online is no coincidence either.
Well, BBC Verify have been analysing videos from India which show security officers firing so-called pellet guns towards protesters. The Central Reserve Police Force didn't respond to our questions about the use of pellet guns and the injuries protesters appeared to have sustained. With more, here is Merlin Thomas, and a warning: you might find some of the footage distressing.
Verified videos show security officers firing so-called pellet guns towards protesters in India. These are Rapid Action Force officers, an anti-riot unit, who were brought in to work alongside the Delhi police. The Delhi police have denied claims that pellet guns were used, calling the claims completely false and misleading. The Central Reserve Police Force didn't respond to our questions about the use of pellet guns and the injuries protesters appear to sustain. On this street corner in the capital, verified videos show an officer firing towards protesters in two different videos. Experts identified this as a shotgun, which is sometimes known as a pellet gun. Nearby, we verified this video of a man showing what appears to be injuries he sustained. His torso is peppered with small wounds. Multiple experts said the wounds are strongly consistent with the use of multiple small shotgun pellets known as bird shots. One expert added that this can result in life-changing and sometimes life-threatening injuries. On Monday, Delhi police said 60 protesters had reportedly been injured, but it's understood the actual number could be much higher. I've been working with my colleague in Delhi to map the dozens of videos we verified.
So these show protesters clashing with the police, people being beaten with sticks, what appears to be tear gas being fired at them, and landing dangerously close to protesters.
There have been counterclaims about attacks on police. We've also verified videos of some people throwing stones at them, and cases of protesters attacking lone police officers like this. On Monday, Delhi police said 118 of its officers have been injured during protests. It told media in India it was premature to comment and it was looking into events.
And that's all you need to know about the cockroach protests in India.